All right, let's take one more break, and then when we come back, Jane's here, and we'll get started with both sides now. See you in a minute. Hey, gang, it's Yergz, host of Up the Middle. With my university degrees in history and political science, and 21 years as a special agent in U.S. Secret Service, I've lived what others can only talk about. Join me, 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific, Monday through Friday, on Yergz Radio, Rainbow Radio, and Right Talk Radio. Up the Middle. Politics for the rest of us. So, let's see who's back there. Hey there.
Hey.
Happy Monday.
Here we are. Yeah, here we are.
Both sides now for the next
How about
hour.
that? I know, and I'm Jane Stahl.
And I'm Yergz. And today,
And here we are. Yeah.
Taking a look at Stephen Colbert.
Oh God, that's the bad news. Shall we start with the bad news, or shall we start with
What
the good
I was going to say, do you have anything fun from Boyertown to update us on?
Well, not yes and no. A couple of little things. Okay.
Go ahead.
Like there's not a whole lot. I mean, summer. And so people like me are spending in their backyards, as I did all weekend.
Rub it in.
And doing whatever errands I needed to do. But I mean, my pool was challenging. I have to say that. A lot of green algae, and then brushing that up made it all cloudy, and I couldn't clear it up, and I get panicked. But I went back to my pool company, Frunheiser's Pool, and despite my skepticism, they said, "Okay, do this, and then wait 3 days." It was like, what do you mean wait 3 days? I can't wait 3 days to clear this up, But sure enough, whatever it was they told me was exactly the right thing. And so by Friday afternoon, I guess it was clear. And I spent the entire day celebrating by reading Time magazine and floating in my pool. It was wonderful. So today I had to go back and tell them they were brilliant.
But did you not get to use it for those 3 days?
Oh, no, I used it, but I didn't feel as celebratory, shall we say.
Yeah.
I felt sad because it was not happy, the pool.
Just a really good shower later.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, and it was just cloudy. There wasn't anything else wrong with it. And you could still see the bottom, but you couldn't see the bottom clearly, like we like to do. So, yeah. So anyway, so that was fun. But reading my Time magazines, I have to tell you, I think I probably told the audience before, starting about September every year, the end of September every year, when the new season shows start on various channels, some of my, what I call trash TV, the Chicagos and the FBI's and the medical shows and all those things that I love, come back on the air. And so when Time magazine comes around, I have no time. I have TV shows to watch. In my spare time. And so those Time magazines pile up until I can get in my pool. And then what I do every day, I will take a Time magazine and float around a while. And I'm almost there. I have 2 more Time magazines to read. But the thing of it is, it's really fascinating. It's really fascinating because I read them backwards. I read them backwards.
When you say you read them backwards, you mean the most recently received in your mailbox?
Is first, and then gotcha. I'm now into the end of September. Okay, because I only have a couple of issues left from this season's installment, and that's a pun. Anyway,
you've got Time magazines from last fall.
Exactly. Yes. It's so fascinating, though. The tone, what they thought was happening, what they thought might be happening. And you just read it and I think, we had no idea how bad it was going. to be. But there are also some really interesting articles about all sorts of things, and for some reason my mind and brain is clear. And so, it's really a pleasant kind of thing for the most part. And I enjoy reading about different sports heroes that I kind of see on TV when I look up from the computer what Paul's watching and so forth. And so that's kind of fun. And of course, I read about movies and books but the last issue I read, the one I read on Friday afternoon, was about artificial intelligence,
Mm.
all the things and all the people and what they are doing. Oh my God, I am so stupid. You know, I my son, sweetheart as he is, he says, "Now, Mom, remember there are all different kinds of intelligences." I said, "Yeah, I know, but I am really."
Oh,
I mean, these people do
yeah.
amazing things. And I'm not saying they're all good, but they do amazing things. You want to say something?
No, I'm computer stupid too. And the things I'm trying to learn and the things I'm trying
Mhm,
to do with like Mastiff Media and now Matrix Media, we talked about that in the first half of the show, or the
mhm.
first half of the episodes today. Um, it's a learning curve, and
It's
it's a
amazing.
big learning
It
curve.
is, and what I'm most hopeful about, frankly, and I see some of this on my TV shows, my medical TV shows, but what I'm most excited about is how AI is going to be able to diagnose.
Mhm.
I mean, quicker, more effectively. It's going to be Dr. House on steroids, you know, if you know that
Yeah,
particular TV show at all. Anyway, I'm excited about that for humanity. A lot of the other things, it's a wash to me.
yeah,
But we'll see. The other a couple of days before then, Time Magazine had they do all these 100 things, like 100 innovators, 100 leaders, 100 people doing stuff with climate change, 100 people doing stuff with AI and so forth. Anyway, so a couple of days before the AI issue, I ran into one that was talking about the environment, all kinds of things that people are trying to do, companies are trying to do to capture carbon, to clean up the ocean, to be what do you say, the carbon
nice,
footprint
right?
to be, yeah. Anyway, that was a fascinating read too. And once again, I'm thinking, boy, these people are so smart, and I'm so not.
Uh, you know,
Mm. In all kinds of industrial, mechanical, civil engineering, electrical engineering ways, computer ways. I'm in awe.
all the different
And
things,
so that's been kind of
all
fun.
the different things that
Mhm,
I wasn't happy with about the Secret Service. There's one thing where I think it's it was a good point that they made and a good teaching opportunity for all of us, and that is that we all bring different things to the table. When you
mhm,
see somebody else can do something better than you, remember there's something that you also do as well. And
mhm,
there's AI is going to have its place. AI is also going to be misused. Ways to do it. We know that.
mhm,
That's everything.
mhm. Well, there were a lot of little mini
Mm,
articles in this big issue. There were a lot of mini articles about people worried about security and worried about, misuse and so forth. So that was kind of a happy
yeah.
thought. That was kind of a happy thought. And then today, the magazine, the Time magazine that was published this week. Now, if a new one comes in while I'm in process of catching up, I will read the new one and then go back to reading the old ones. Anyway, so this particular issue, if you're interested, because you could be, is all about, let me just say it right. Well, it's about the making of the Pope, which was kind of interesting too. But it's 100 creators, the most influential digital
Okay.
voices. You know, my daughter has been sharing with me, some of the TikToky kind of things that she finds absolutely appalling
Huh.
and disturbing and whatnot. So I'm reading about things that people are doing digitally on Twitter and those TikTok digital platforms. Oh my God,
Right.
so much stupid stuff. Oh my God,
Yeah,
so
oh,
much
I
stupid
know.
stuff, but
I
people are
know.
making fortunes. They're making fortunes
I
on their
know.
podcasts,
Yep,
doing
I know.
stupid stuff, talking about stupid stuff. But I have to tell you, one of the ones that I'm earmarked to discuss with you today was a fellow by the
Right.
name of Jake Shane. Now, interesting, Shane is also a family name, but I don't know that we're related to this particular guy.
Right.
Anyway, I loved his. He is doing, what do you say, improv style skits of pop culture moments and historical events, how the founding fathers reacted to John Hancock's oversized signature on the Declaration of Independence. I thought that was such that would
I
be
know
such
that
a cute
story.
skit,
You
can you imagine, what the other
you
guys were
know that story
thinking,
though,
what
right?
they're saying about him behind his back
Oh,
because
yeah.
he signed his name so large. It would just be
But
fun to overhear, to be a fly on the wall in those conversations, to hear what they were saying to him about his signature and about him to their wives at
well,
night when nobody else could
there
hear. I just thought that was a funny, it made me laugh. I thought that was
there
cute.
is that story, right?
No,
You
not really.
what was
You may tell me.
oh, oh, what yeah, there was actually a reason behind that.
Okay.
He wrote his signature that big when he signed it because he wanted King George to be able to read it without his spectacles.
Ah.
He actually did that intentionally for that reason.
Okay. Well, do you think
Years
his
ago.
fellow signers forgave him and understood that, or do you think they were
I
jealous that he took
uh,
center stage?
well, he was also the I guess they called it the
The committee
president of
chair.
the yeah. Yeah. So it was normal that he would sign it first
Okay.
and also
Anyway, that made me
wherever
laugh.
he wanted to sign it. So
That made me
I think
laugh.
I gotta take Shady out.
Okay.
Did you have something else to read?
To discuss with you when you come back, but I'll just share a few things that are going on in
Okay.
Boyertown while you
'Cause
take Shady outside.
I'll listen to it
Okay?
here. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll listen to it here on
Okay.
Yergz Radio. Where was it? There it is. Okay. I'm gonna mute myself so we don't cause a loop, and then I'll see you in a minute.
Okay. So, folks, welcome to Both Sides Now. And I'm Jane Stahl. And I'm here to talk a little bit while Ross is taking a break with his puppy. I'm here to talk a little bit about what's going on in Boyertown. So we have a bunch of things. One of the most exciting things that Leslie Misko wrote in the Boyertown Area Expression and published it yesterday was an article about two Boyertown High School graduates, Steve Burns and Matthew Freeman. They wrote together a one-act, one-man play, and are this coming week and weekend are performing it. And it's about Steve Burns. Now, I don't know if you know about Steve Burns, but he's a Boyertown graduate, and he was Blue's Clues. He was the guy who played that part, as it were, for many years. And what happened, for some particular reason, what happened was that folks thought he had died and started publishing that, he either died from an overdose or an auto wreck or something. And so this rumor about his death lasted for years. And so they are, through this play, making sure everybody knows now that Steve Burns is very much alive. So anyway, so that's coming up this week and this weekend, and it's exciting. I mean, it's exciting for Steve, who went through, apparently it affected him emotionally after a while. At first, it was kind of funny. Oh my God, they think I'm dead, not dead, but the rumor persisted. And he testifies that after a bit, he got a bit depressed about it, clinically. And so it was put the rumor to bed. And he also testified that he never felt quite right for the part. And so he always felt like he didn't know what he was doing on Blue's Clues. And every time he said, "Would you help me?" I guess that was a line on the show. He really meant it because he didn't feel quite right for the show. So that was tough. And it was tough for viewers when he left the show because it was a very beloved show. I'm talking about Steve Burns.
Yep.
Okay. And he and another graduate, Sunline, are performing a play that they co-wrote, a show called Alive, to let Steve Burns, despite all the rumors over many years, despite all those rumors, he is very much alive. But we're real proud here in Boyertown of our Bash grads who are, on stage in New York. And Matthew, just this year, wrote a play called The Ask, which was fascinating. It had a fascinating topic as well. And what he was talking about, he works for the ACLU, and in his play, it was about how to, and I did not read or see the play, so this is what I've read about the play. So if I get it wrong, I apologize ahead of time. Anyway, so apparently The Ask is about this young man who is in process of asking for money to support the ACLU and the machinations, I would imagine, that he needs to go through linguistically and emotionally on both sides. Probably is a really fascinating kind of engaging performance. Anyway, that won awards, and he is an award-winning playwright and actor.
Nice.
And I've known him since he was in ninth grade, when he performed an oratorical speech for the Optimist Oratorical Contest. And he was absolutely brilliant. Okay. He was absolutely engaging. He was funny and smart and all those kinds of things. And you knew this young man was going places. And Steve Burns was one of my students in a creative writing class. And that particular year, we did Shakespeare al fresco. And what my students did was to take a poem of Shakespeare's, or a monologue or soliloquy or a dialogue, a skit from one of the plays. One of my favorites was the interchange between Kate and Petruchio in The Taming of the Shrew. And anyway, and that particular one, it was especially funny. I had done it the year before when I was teaching ninth grade, and then brought it to the high school when I moved over. But I asked Steve if he would be the stage manager for that entire event, because what we did was perform all these little things. And the high school well enough. Mm-hmm. And the old gymnasium, the steps that come down, and then there's platform. Anyway, so they performed on the sidewalk. Yes, up front. They performed on the sidewalk at the bottom of the steps, and the audience sat on the steps to watch them. Anyway, we had all these different things going on. So I wrote a script for Steve, or for somebody, and then I asked Steve to be the person who would be the stage manager and kind of wrap up what was just done and introduce the next piece and so forth. So, but he was at that time absolutely brilliant. I mean, I had written him a skit that he could use, but he abandoned it and just did his own thing, and he was absolutely brilliant. So these are two young men that graduates of Boyertown High School who are in the Big Apple, doing theater and being successful with it, and we're so very proud of them. So I took up my time.
That's fine. Well,
and more.
I was listening.
That's one of the things that's happening in Boyertown right
now. Why do I know Matt Freeman? I just feel like the name that is.
He would have graduated, so he's younger. You wouldn't have known him, I don't think, in high school, would you?
Yeah, no, because I was 90.
And he was at East, and you were at West, so correct. I don't know how you might have known him. Hard to say. But
Steve went to West also?
What?
You knew Steve at Junior High West?
Did he?
Steve Burns.
What?
Steve Burns. Steve Burns. Did you know him
Steve
through?
Burns was East. No, I'm pretty. No, he was East. and Matt was west. But somehow, no, Matt wasn't west.
They were both east.
They were both east. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so it was
Yeah.
it was it we're just real proud. We're just real proud of those two guys. And other than that, in Boyertown, people are taking the scavenger hunt looking for
Nice.
in town bear fever bears. Now, sadly, two of them have left town, one permanently, and the other one is in the hospital. Some cosmetic,
Okay. It's necessary when
but they'll
you're
be back.
a certain age.
Anyway, that's kind of fun to know. And then House Gift Shop created creative project that people can do by visiting and Brakeman's Cafe and somewhere else, and I'm forgetting where else. That's terrible, but I am. So she has Adrian has created an activity for people to do, and that's kind of fun too. So there's that. And today, I'm so excited. Today, after this broadcast, I will be meeting with Diana, who has created a booklet of the in-town Bear Fever Bears with photographs and stories about the bears and the sponsors and the artists and so forth. And we're getting preview copies today from Everything Printing, and I get to proofread. My favorite job.
Nice.
I get to proofread it before we go ahead and print copies to sell. So if anybody's listening in Boyertown and has been waiting for a book of Bear Fever Bears, we're starting. Chapter 1 is the in-town bears. Next season will be chapter 2 with the rest of the bears who live out of town. And at this moment, I have 2 bears on order and 2 bears in the hands of artists. So there'll be 4 more bears with, before the year is out. So,
and are they all Boyertown?
amazing.
Are they all 4 of those bears going to be Boyertown residents?
Yes. One is for one is for Martin Sternquarry.
Oh yeah.
The other one is a memorial to a librarian English teacher from East who died before her time, and the family has purchased a Bear Fever Bear, and is currently in the hands of a young woman, another Boyertown grad who is currently studying at Rochester Institute of Technology, Audrey Martinetti. She's doing the artwork for that memorial bear. That's great. And I haven't tapped artists yet for the 2 new ones. And one of the 2 new ones is for Liberty Fire Company Ladies Auxiliary. And the other one, I'm losing my mind right now. I can't remember. Oh, no, it's Martin Sternquarry. But the other one is in the hands of Jeff Graber, is for the police in this area, the entire amalgamation.
There's a group, right?
So lots of activity on the Bear Fever front. And
very cool.
Here we have.
So I found a link.
Another happy thing before we get to the sad thing.
Oh, we're losing her.
Looking. Hi, Ken.
Oh, well, let's it.
Yes.
Try that again. We lost
Ken says he actually. Oh, I just said hi to Ken while you were thinking about something. And I noticed he commented he actually has a YouTube channel that is very successful. My guess is he's talking about Steve Burns, maybe also Matt Freeman. I mean, both of them are very engaged in digital promotional things. So anyway,
what were you, right as you had said one more positive thing, you cut out? And I think that's why I looked trying to think about something. Because
I thought you were trying to say something and I quit.
Oh, okay. Well, if you've got the rest of what you were going to say, go ahead. Your internet is better now.
Okay, the rest of what I was going to say about the positive thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, reading my Time magazines, I told you about all the articles and the 100 AI and the 100 environmental things and the 100 people, influencers. Another article that I thought I'd share with you was 5 questions to ask yourself at the start of a new year. Obviously, this one came from a January issue of Time magazine, but I thought it was interesting to look at what questions to ask yourself at the start of a new year. And so I'm going to propose that number one is the most fascinating to me. Them were start at the bottom. Number 5 is, what would I do if I weren't afraid? Number 4, are my goals specific and attainable? Number 3, how can I make last year's problems? Number 2, what positive qualities did I notice in myself in 2024? But the one that made me think longer than reading the article itself was what brought me genuine joy last year. So I thought maybe if you were interested, maybe not today, maybe we have to think about it just a little bit, but I think that's a question worth considering. What brought you genuine joy last year?
Last year. Well, we can do that now. I think we got enough time. And I do have what Ken's talking about. I'll show you this quickly. There is Steve Burns and his YouTube page or YouTube channel. Alive with Steve Burns, and I guess that's the podcast.
No, that's the play that they wrote, I believe. Well, maybe it's the podcast too.
What? No, he's got a podcast too. That's what I had found in my search. Clearly, rather new, but maybe I can reach out and inspire him to do more episodes.
There you go. That'd be great. It would be fun to have him talk about that experience. Maybe, I mean, once the production is over, all the tickets are sold out for the weekend. So,
right. And I have that too. You said they're already sold out. You know that?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
That came across my Facebook page this morning. So yeah.
Nice. Well, that's good news. I have the link in case somebody wants to try it.
Oh, but, for sure.
If it's already sold out, then that's an awesome thing. It's at the Steve Burns Alive is for an audience 18 and over. At the club at the club at La Mama in New York, July 23rd to the 25th. That's this week at 7:30 p.m. The club at La Mama, New York. I'll have to Google that too and find out where exactly that's at. But if they're sold out, not going to matter to me, is it?
I know. Well, maybe they'll have a repeat performance somewhere.
Here is what kills me. He has 2 videos on that site and 144,000 views.
Well, he got famous through Blue's Clues, remember?
Yes, I remember.
Yes. I mean, you spent 20 years with the Secret Service. He spent some of those years, not 20, I don't think, but some of those years on TV in front of a national audience. So, of course. Anyway.
Yeah, do you know Leslie is the one that did that article? Does she have?
Oh, and I wanted to promote that because it's an excellent article. Absolutely. Yeah, and gives some history of Matt and Steve from their high school days, and what they've been doing since. So it's a really good article, and she spent a lot of time on it. So, and Matt, she reached out to Matthew and Matthew responded. So there's some real life quotes in there as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
and I read that actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read that this morning. and I guess that's the chair, or at least his real life version of the chair.
Probably his
That
real life version. Yeah.
yeah, from the TV show.
Hmm. But
And
great,
then that
great. I mean, really, really inspiring people, really fun people, really smart people, and very engaged in, fights for humanity and, equal rights and all those kinds of things. Like I say, Matthew works with the ACLU.
right.
So speaking of ACLU and censorship issues leads us to not as much fun to talk about, but really gutted me that Stephen Colbert show is canceled. I mean, not just he as the host, but the entire show that has such a long,
Yeah,
wonderful history. I mean, Stephen's going to land on his feet
100%.
somehow. I mean, I saw something this morning about CNN, but I don't know what I'm reading has any validity at all. But I also read that Jon Stewart is worried that he's going to be canceled
Yeah, he's
on
not
Comedy Central. So, I
he's
mean,
not
it's
exactly
just a
providing his
scary
opinion.
time. That's all. That's all. It's
Yeah.
just,
Well, this weekend I had a couple different calls. I got another one later this afternoon. The servers that Mastiff.media and that our radio stations are hosted on are not in the United States for that
oh,
very reason. If the government comes calling to government friendly companies like YouTube, Facebook, and anybody else that was sitting in the background at his farce of an inauguration, they're not going to be able to come after me. Cancel me on YouTube. Cancel us on YouTube and on Facebook and on whatever other platform you want. We will still be on the air, and there's nothing he can do about it.
wow. And possibly, I mean, depending on how things go, we may have an opportunity to be a bigger voice.
Oh, we are. I mean, we have increased the listenership at
Yeah.
Radio X and everybody at Dare Media for over their overnight. It's the middle of the night right now in Australia, and we have increased the listenership there beyond what they thought their night shift would ever have.
Wow. Well,
And
I did tell you months ago I was contacted by someone in Australia who caught
yes,
the Be Inspired podcast when it was probably, I don't know, broadcast in Miami area or Atlanta area or whatever, and they wanted to do an episode with me. So I was shocked that someone from the other side of the world, but
yep,
obviously the other side of the world is hearing you. That's wonderful.
yep. It's been awesome. They've Dare Media has been really good partners to work with and sit down and talk things over with and plan. And we do that every Saturday morning our time, Saturday evening theirs.
Hmm.
And it's we got the Matrix Media that we talked about in the first hour today is going to be a directory of other radio stations like ours, and yeah, we're excited. I think that's going to go really well.
Very good. Very good. Well, what have you read or, do you have any insight into the Colbert issue?
I don't know what he said to start this.
Oh, I do.
Um, I'll let you take that. But what I'm seeing right now is I'm seeing that raise your hand if you side with Steven and so on and so forth. And of course I
Hmm.
do because I know this is censorship oriented.
Hmm.
If this was actually financial, if they're really losing the money that they say they're losing, he'd be gone now. It's the summer.
Hmm.
They're not gonna lose more money when they can spend the summer putting something up that's going to practice and
Hmm.
take place in the fall, or maybe announce in the fall that they're canceling for financial reasons,
Hmm.
and the fall is going to be the last season. This has everything to do with whatever it is he said, even though the far right uh, talking heads and sheep are saying that this is because CBS has actually lost money. If CBS lost money on this show, he would have been off a long time ago.
Hmm.
Television, especially corporate television, is way too competitive for them to be able to, just because the actual income is losing and he's got fewer viewers and fewer ad spots, doesn't mean they've actually lost money. If he would have lost money, he would have been out a long time ago. And that's not what it is. And but that's what you're hearing, this Republican talking head and that conservative talking head and other people who think they know what they're talking about, they really don't. They get a news story and they think that's a source. So, speaking of sources, what is it that he
Hmm.
actually said?
Well, okay. So,
You said
well,
you know what?
he said
Yeah.
that the station had capitulated to a lawsuit, and can maybe you correct me if I'm wrong, but the station had capitulated to a lawsuit that Trump brought against Meet the Press for some interview that they did with Kamala,
Yep.
in which they said they edited it so that only her negative comments about Trump were aired, and the entire context of her comments was deleted or not included, and made him look terrible. Imagine. Anyway, apparently the station capitulated in that lawsuit because the current owner of CBS was trying to do an acquisition or a sellout, or they're trying to combine with some other corporate media entity. And I don't want to say which, because I wouldn't bet my life on my remembering which, but there was some sort of deal that was being made, and Trump is saying, no, that deal's not going to go through unless you give me this much money. And by the way, my guess is, he said, and give me this much money and cancel Stephen Colbert.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Stephen Colbert called it a big fat bribe that his station, CBS, capitulated to Trump. He said, it's nothing but I don't know what to call it, or I do know what to call it. It's just a big fat bribe. And 3 days later, they announced that he was gone. So,
Yeah. Yeah. That's what's so pathetic is that these talking
it's
heads.
so clear.
Yeah, exactly. Um,
I
I mean,
mean,
when Fox News, and that's why I put this one up first. This is the on the screen right now is from foxnews.com. CBS staffer calls
mhm.
Stephen Colbert canceling a chilling of free speech.
Whoa, from Fox News.
That's the point.
Whoa.
Fox News is even saying
Even
this is about
Fox
free speech.
News.
This isn't about financial
Mhm.
decisions made by
Mhm.
a corporation that has obviously capitulated more than once.
Mhm. Oh, yeah.
Um,
And Trump has said Jimmy Kimmel's next.
yeah, yeah. So, and they're not helping themselves. The
I don't know.
Paramount wants to is either buying somebody or is selling off.
Mhm.
That's supposed to happen later this
Mhm.
fall,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so they didn't want to piss in the government's Cheerios because it's the FCC and the Trump administration that's going to have any approval over that sale. And this started with the law firms. that had represented people against Trump in the past that he targeted. I mean, there was all this bitching about lawfare and weaponizing the DOJ and going after private citizens.
We have a perfect example
Where are we
now.
at now?
Yes. Yes.
Where are we at
Yeah.
now?
As my husband said, they're all worried about lawfare and weaponizing, you know,
Yeah,
the government. The only problem with their complaint about that is that they didn't admit that it was they who were doing the weaponizing.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I
Mm.
did a story in the first hour about this guy named Brandon Straka, who was a Democrat, left the Democratic Party because he was disenfranchised and disappointed with and a lot of people are, and rightfully so, not saying that that is a good reason to continue to be, or not saying that the Democratic Party handled themselves well over the past couple of years. I don't think that's a reason to just up and leave. If you want to become so politically active
Mm.
and you want to be a speaker and you want to be, you know, orchestrating change, why would you go to Donald Trump unless you want to
He's
change
got the
and follow?
he's got the riz.
Uh, uh, wow. Like I
He
said
has
it
the
before,
riz.
this is one of the first comments I've ever made on this show, back before it was even on the radio. You can
Mm.
be a Republican, you can be a conservative, and not be an asshole.
Mm.
And these people don't realize that. And they're
Mm.
saying Stephen Colbert was fired because of financial reasons. Really? Do you not have a calendar and any common sense?
Mm.
Look at the timing of all this and tell me this was for financial reasons in Los
Mm.
Angeles.
Anyway,
Uh, um,
everybody should at this side, both sides should read 1984. I mean, and say, oh, okay, well, I guess that's where we are. And see if, in fact, they're happy about that. I mean, just FYI, read it.
yeah.
I mean, Animal Farm was symbolically clear enough, but for those who need a little more literalism, read George Orwell's 1984.
Yeah. I remember that. I remember that book. In fact, I think I first read it in 1984. And like you with your Time magazines, I'm reading that. And I'm like, well, we're not there yet. So I
Yeah.
guess, okay.
Yeah.
And
Well, here we are.
now,
Yeah.
yeah, we're there now.
And Brave New World is another one. Aldous Huxley's Brave New World is another one. So, ooh, Ken has a long comment for us.
What's he got?
Network. YouTube social media creators start combining the networks to even go over to. Perhaps
So
they will.
Stephen,
And there have been some posts on my Facebook page that I think are fake news because I don't know where they come from, but suggesting that Rachel Maddow is creating her own, her own network. So you
Roland
need to
Martin,
join that.
they're going for a station. Yeah, they need to come to Mastiff Media is what they need to do.
There you go. Yeah.
One of the meetings I had over the weekend was with the people who when I do stuff online for the radio station, the control panel that I use for that is a program called Media CP. I met with the CEO yesterday online, who's Australian also, by the way.
Oh.
And they actually have a video component as well. So that's going to really streamline what I do here on my desktop.
Cool.
And I'm kind of excited for that. Yeah. That's part of, I got a long day today, editing this show, getting that up, getting last week's. I don't have last week's up yet.
Yeah.
Those both set up. I've got weeks of the regular up the middle to get edited and turned into
Mhm.
a podcast episode. I always look forward to weekends because for
Right.
me, Saturday and Sunday are just two more work days that a radio show doesn't get in the way,
Mhm. I
and
understand.
I never get anything done the way I want to. The stuff for like Matrix Media, our Australia conglomerate comes up. I spent the weekend doing this part. This is actually pretty cool. This is the. Are you familiar with the movie The Matrix? Keanu Reeves
Yes.
and Lawrence Fishburne.
Yes. Oh, love that. Love that series. In fact, that series, my students were so into it at the time, and I kind of introduced my husband and Jeff, my son, to it. And we would, after school, Paul and Jeff and I and a couple of
Wow.
other, teachers and a bunch of students whom I was teaching, we would get together and watch the films together and talk about all the symbolism in them. That was, yeah,
Oh yeah.
love it. Love the Matrix. Hmm.
So they in Australia at Dare Media, they love The Matrix as well, and
Mm.
they've got a bunch of things and on their end that are named after the characters
Hmm.
and different things from the Matrix series.
Gotcha.
So when we were trying to create a partnership or
Hmm.
conglomerate or whatever of of them and us, I said, well, I got a dog that's named Matrix, and he's named after the movies, as well as one
Wow.
of Schwarzenegger's characters from the movie Commando, John Matrix. If you ever seen the movie Commando, that was
I'm
Arnold
sure I
Schwarzenegger.
did. Yeah.
So Matrix, has a good meaning here as well. So we just decided we were going to go with Matrix Media for our partnership.
Oh,
And
fantastic.
that's Matrix on the coin there.
Look
On
at
this,
that.
that's
Yes.
gonna be up on the Mastiff Media coin. So Matrix Media is our coin logo, and of
Oh my
course you
God,
recognize
that's great.
the code that's in the background.
Yep.
Uh, and then the blurb is Matrix Media will be the newest internet radio directory, a directory that is everywhere, like the Matrix, with the newest technology to enhance your red pill, blue pill experience. Take the red pill, go down the rabbit hole, get in the Matrix.
Oh, I
And
love it.
the other one says, bring your online radio station down the rabbit hole, join Matrix Media's online directory, and take advantage of the tone tip. I talked to you about that. Tone tip brings QR codes to audio. Tone tips are a high frequency tone that carries data. Our directory, the only one of its kind, allows for stations to broadcast a tone tip and a link to the information carried by the tone tip as it appears in your smartphone or tablet. Coming soon for static websites. And then we put a little
Oh,
we put a little
fantastic.
innuendo at the bottom.
Fantastic. Oh my God, that's so
Tone tip, just the
exciting.
tip.
Yes. Now listen, uh, w- before I forget, I need to ask you if you have some prepared copy that Leslie and I can share on the Boyertown area expression about who you are and what you do as
Oh yeah,
one of our advertisers.
yeah.
We want to give some content, some promotional attention. And if you have some prepared copy about who you
Yep.
are and what you do, send it my way. Okay. I don't want to speak for you. I
It's okay.
couldn't possibly put together all the things you do. So
Yeah,
please help me out.
and get that other one too. Um, I just while I was checking a bunch of different things, I saw that a post that we made over the weekend promoting the station and our life outside of radio and so on. It was Shady's first ride through a car wash, and the car wash
I
actually
saw that and they ended up with
yep,
pup
they want
cups.
permission to share it. And I'm like, oh, of course.
Yeah, that was great. Pup cups. That's so cute.
Dogs. Okay, I just got to take that note to reply back to Dirty Dogs. So yeah, this is all the stuff we're developing a database now. Your station's name, the call letters, and everything,
Fantastic.
contact info, all the stuff that they would ask for in every other directory, um, and logos and so on, with a matrix. Enter the rabbit hole. Um, make, no
That's
T.
fantastic. Yep. Like you have
Yeah.
nothing else to do, but if you have some,
Oh
it
yeah,
maybe
that's
needs a
easy.
little
Yep.
updating, with join the
Yeah.
matrix. Yeah.
Mm, yeah. Yeah.
You have nothing else to do but my work.
Yeah. Inthematrix.co is will take you to that.
.co. Okay.
Yeah, .com was taken, so .co. We
What
have
does that
.us.
stand for? Okay.
.co is just another it's just another .com, just without the M.
So it's
.co.
.co.usa or just .co?
No, just it's either one actually.
Oh,
If you
okay.
go to inthematrix.co, there it is,
Okay.
and it'll take you to that page. Oh, I
Okay.
just did it with John Oliver. Um,
Fantastic. Yeah.
and then it switches to Matrix Media / Rabbit Hole. But if you go to uh, in the in the Matrix dot XYZ,
XYZ.
yeah,
Okay.
we own that one. It also goes to the same page. So
Okay.
we had a bunch, and one of the things I learned from Mark Zuckerberg, you
Mm-hmm.
buy
Yep. Yep.
URLs that are relevant to you so
Yep.
that you can use them,
Mm-hmm.
but you also buy additional URLs like .us so that others can't. So we own that entire brand.
Right. I remember you're saying that, or somebody else did that. Yeah. Yeah. Very exciting. And you've been in personal contact with all these people on Zoom, I
Uh,
suppose, or FaceTime, or
the Australian partners, yeah, we use
yeah.
Discord, um,
Okay.
the same one that Ken's suggesting. Take a look at the Discord chat. I sent a photo. Okay, um, I gotta find the Discord chat. Uh, I guess is this from?
So, mm,
Let me see if I can reshare here. I don't know if you know what this is or what.
hmm,
Is that from the Matrix?
hmm,
I don't know the
interesting.
I don't know the different toys, but I can tell the lettering and the coloring and such. That's certainly from the Matrix. Uh,
Yep.
but I'm not familiar enough
Interesting.
with them. I had to Google a
I
bunch of
need
the
to
stuff that.
rewatch. Yeah, I need to rewatch the movies. That's all. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Guys
had to
based
Google
off the
a bunch
Matrix.
of
Thank
stuff
you, Ken. Mm-hmm.
to
Very good.
make it
Very
appear
good.
like I
Very
knew.
good. And here you
Okay,
are again.
those are
So,
dice. Make,
so I'm going to go back to my question.
yeah, go ahead.
Uh, what brought you genuine joy last year?
Yeah, you were um, seeing after a year off from school,
Oh,
seeing Zach
okay.
start college.
No kidding.
That was when he started college. Was last fall.
No kidding.
So he's got his first year of college under his
Oh,
belt.
that's fantastic. I did not know he actually started. Last I'd heard from him, he had not yet started. So that's
Yeah,
really lovely. Very
he
good.
did that scary thing, and I know
And
dads. That.
has he declared a major?
I don't know
Not
that
that
he's
it
actually.
matters these days because they end up doing something totally different.
Yeah, Well, he's actually pretty targeted in that he wants to be a counselor to help kids like him.
Oh, that's wonderful. Okay.
So that we're in foster care and so on.
Certainly needy. Yep, good.
Hopefully, he tells the message that there can be happy endings for some of the senior ones. Doesn't forget about the old man. Yeah, I heard a beep. There's somebody. I don't know if you got a chance to talk to him. What about you, quick before we got Sport Cat Jackson is backstage too. He follows us at
Okay.
1:00.
Well, I had an extra 10 minutes at the beginning, so I can sign off to get to your other guest if you like.
Well, he's actually who's up next? Hey, you there? Sport Cat. I thought he was.
I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. He doesn't show
No,
up on my screen, of course.
no, his camera doesn't turn on.
Oh, okay.
He might have stepped away. But he comes up in 9 minutes. And
Can you hear me?
hey, there you are.
There you go.
Sorry, this thing updated and changed all my settings, so I don't know what's what anymore.
So he's been away helping family,
Okay.
and has been off the air for about probably 4 or 5 months.
Yeah, I was going to say at least 2, but yeah, it's been a minute.
Since we talked about the other day. It's been at least since March, maybe even late February, when he moved from Atlanta back to Tennessee, to Tennessee to where he used to live, to his mom and aunt. Well, his aunt was not well. Last week he came back on the air, and this weekend he got home to Atlanta. So now he's back in the air from the home studio.
Yes,
very good.
For a few weeks. So,
and you're Sport Cat. You're with my co-host Jane Stahl.
I see that. Hello, Jane. How are you? You look wonderful today.
Oh, thank you.
I won't say that about Ross. So.
No.
My allergies are kicking my ass, and
he's a hairy mess.
Oh no! Oh no! Well, listen, I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to let you guys go and start your show. And next week, Ross, I think it's my Arts and Activities Alliance meeting, so I might see you at 11 for a short time. Okay? All right.
We'll see you then.
You take care. Have a great show.
Take care. Have a great week. All right.
You too. Bye.
See you soon.
Bye-bye.